Hey everyone, it is Flynn Patrick once again, and in this video we will be releasing the number 64 player in the NBA for 2017-2018. This is still one of the more exciting players in the NBA with ridiculous physical attributes. Let's just get right to it. The number 64 player in the NBA for 2017-2018 is going to be DeAndre Jordan of the Los Angeles Clippers. First of all, let's start with the very, very good, averaging 15.2 rebounds a game, which is ridiculous. I would say he is overall the second best rebounder in the NBA, behind a player who will be ranked further up on the list. He was also very, very durable this past season for a player his size. His durability has always been pretty ridiculous. He only missed 5 games this past season total. He also had some very impressive games, including a 30-point, 13-rebound, 4-assist game versus Boston. And holy macaroni, this was actually DeAndre Jordan's first and only 30-point game of his career. That is pretty awesome. He had some other nice games too though, like a 29-point, 18-rebound, 5-assist game versus Chicago in March. Also had a season-high 24 rebounds versus the LA Lakers in the season opener way back in October. He also averaged a career-high 1.5 assists a game. So how in the world did DeAndre Jordan only finish 64th on this list then? I will give 2 reasons for that. The number 1 reason is that his defense did take a dip in terms of watching him on the floor, as well as advanced stats as well. This was the first time he averaged less than a block a game since the 2009-2010 season. His field goal percentage also did only dip to 65%, which I mean only is very relative. That's still really good, but I'm just going to say it. I think he was missing Chris Paul a lot. And the number 2 reason is going to be his overall impact on the game. So with Chris Paul and now Blake Griffin no longer on the LA Clippers, the expectation for me at least would be that DeAndre Jordan would step up to be the top guy on the Clippers. And just with what he does well with the rebounding, the ridiculous physical attributes, I mean, he does his job well. It's just I would like to see him take a further step in his game, maybe in terms of maybe being a guy to come through in clutch situations more. And he did make progression on offense, as he did average 1.5 assists a game, which was a career high. But in terms of late game situations, they're going to other players and not DeAndre Jordan. And again, I'm not saying DeAndre Jordan's going to shoot it from the 3-point line to win the game. I'm just saying I would like for them to rely on him a little more in those situations. And this season coming up is big for him. He is turning 30 years old. He has a player option for about $24 million this upcoming year. And I will say that is a pretty good contract for someone of his value. But the somewhat expectation right now is that he probably is going to decline that and try and get a contract somewhere else. I don't necessarily think that's a bad idea for him either, because I think maybe he's a little bit tired of being on the Clippers, especially now that Chris Paul and Blake Griffin are no longer on the team. I read somewhere that Dallas, who he almost signed with a couple years back, could be a serious contender there. I mentioned before that Hassan Whiteside could be a good fit there as well. I think DeAndre Jordan could be an even better fit. So if he does decline his player option, I do think that wouldn't be a bad decision, because I do think he could get a somewhat similar long-term contract by hitting the free agent market. And with some better pieces around him, I think he could be an even more valuable player than 64th on this list going forward. Either way, still ridiculously talented, still ridiculously fun to watch. One of the best rebounders in the NBA. And DeAndre Jordan, congratulations for cracking our hashtag Infinite Rank Top 120 at number 64. My name is Flynn Patrick. We will be back with the number 63 player shortly.